GOP primary, there's a guy running for governor. He's a member of the Klan, all right? It has now been exposed. The GOP is saying, whoa, wait a minute, we didn't know all of that. But there's another side to the story. Put it up, full mass. Yeah. Per the AP, the Missouri Republican Party, they have denounced gubernatorial candidate Daryl Leon McClanahan. I'm not making that last name up. I am not making this up. The man's name is McClanahan.
I can't.
So they just give me a second. The man's name is literally Klan. All right.
It had to go this way for him.
It had to. So on Thursday, they did this over his ties to the KKK, the Ku Klux Klans. Party officials saying they will go to court if necessary to remove him from the ticket. Now, McClanahan wrote that he's not a member of the KKK, but he did receive an honorary membership 1 year. And he said he did attend a, quote, private religious Christian identity cross-lighting ceremony, falsely described as a cross burning. Let me say that again, ladies and gentlemen. He said, I did attend a private religious Christian identity cross-lighting ceremony, falsely described as a cross burning, end quote. McClanahan, who has described himself as pro-white, was among nearly 280 Republican candidates who on Tuesday officially filed to run for office. The Missouri GOP posted on X Thursday that McClanahan's affiliation with the KKK fundamentally contradicts our party's values and platform. We have begun the process of having Mr. McClanahan removed from the ballot as a Republican candidate, the party tweeted, quote, we condemn any association with hate groups and are taking immediate action to rectify this situation. Now, so in an email to the AP, McClanahan said, so I've been open about my views. And he said the state leaders were well aware. In 2022, he made an unsuccessful run for the US Senate, losing the GOP primary with 0.2% of the vote. McClanahan wrote, the GOP knew exactly who I am. What a bunch of anti-white hypocrites. I'm with you, damn it. Sir,
they are.
Listen, man, put his picture up, damn it. He's telling the truth. He's telling you who he is. He's telling you who they are. He has said these are a bunch of anti-white hypocrites because they all knew he was in the Klan. I mean, at a cross lighting.
Yes.
Okay. Missouri GOP Executive Director Miles Ross said the party is refunding McClanahan's $200 filing fee. That'll do it. $200 filing fee, and will ask him to voluntarily withdraw from the ballot. But Ross said the party will seek a court intervention if needed. But because Republicans accepted the fee, any effort to force him off the ticket would require court intervention. Quote, if it would take a court order for us to remove him from the ballot, Secretary of State spokesperson Jodan Cheney said it. And the reason why is because once they accepted the money, it then becomes a contract. And so there's a pay for service here, there's an agreement, there's a contract. To get out of the contract, they would literally have to have a judge declare null and void. All right, so McClanahan sued the Anti-Defamation League last year, claiming the organization defamed him by calling him a white supremacist in an online post. In his lawsuit, McClanahan described himself as a pro-white man, okay, horseman, politician, political prisoner, activist who is dedicated to traditional Christian values. A federal judge.
That's just the definition of a person in the Klan. A horseman, Doc.
That's what he called himself.
A horseman.
Like he rides the horse at the Klan meeting. Okay, a federal judge dismissed McClanahan's defamation case against the Anti-Defamation League in December, which meant a judge agreed that he is actually a white supremacist by calling him a white supremacist in an online post. In his lawsuit, McClanahan described himself as a pro-white man once again. So the Anti-Defamation League in December wrote that his lawsuit, it reflects that the plaintiff holds the views ascribed to him by the ADL article. That is the characterization of his social media presence and views as anti-Semitic, white supremacist, anti-government, and bigoted. McClanahan has disputed the judge's order. So once again, like the judge has agreed he is in fact a white supremacist. It was already made public by way of the Anti-Defamation League. You could have Googled this guy before accepting the $200 and you would have known his racist views. Put him up full mask. So McClanahan is obviously a long shot candidate for governor and faces a primary against Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft on the left, Lieutenant Governor Mike Keogh in the center, and then Senator Bill Eigel on the right, and others to replace Governor Mike Parson, who was prohibited by term limits. All of a sudden, the GOP says, we had no idea that the cross burning wasn't just a ceremony. All right, what say you?
I mean, I think that it is incredibly hypocritical. I mean, what's incredible is that their front runner for president of the United States regularly dabbles with the Proud Boys, who are a white identitarian, i.e. white nationalist, i.e. white supremacist organization, to say nothing of the many other, I don't know, like all the other Proud Boys, the Proud Boys and Boyettes, right? Like but the modern day Republican Party, you can't say it out loud. You can't attend a cross burning. No, you say that behind closed doors. You have friends, maybe you've got a little honorary badge, but you don't actually go to the burning. You thank them for the invite, but you ultimately support the sentiment. I mean, truly, it's interesting to see what will get you barred from the ballot, because according to our Supreme Court, you can incite an insurrection against the country, including having a bunch of white nationalist groups with you, a bunch of Holocaust deniers wearing their shirts proudly in the Capitol building, and that's all good. You can still run for president, but you can't be this guy who's like, hey, I'm pro-white and I'm a Klansman. Like, again, I don't want this guy to run, but that's what this party is and has become. So he's not actually wrong.
Yeah, and the irony is him claiming that, I wasn't really a member, I was made an honorary member. Sir, they don't give honorary memberships out to just any racist. You have to be a special kind of racist to get an honorary membership in the KKK. All right, we'll bring you updates as they come.